A thing that I say a lot, and obviously I'm not the originator of this quote, but you don't want to have a loud off season going into the regular season. And it has been nothing but loud for this Cincinnati Bengals team. And you know what I'm starting to I'm starting to see? I'm starting to wonder when people are going to respect recency more than the past in certain situations. This is one of them. I continue to hear that Joe Burrow is one of the better quarterbacks in football, and rightfully so. He is. Talent-wise, he's one of the best. A lot of the reasons why a lot of people have Joe Burrow as the number 2 quarterback in football is because he's the only current quarterback to beat Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs. There's not a quarterback that is playing in the NFL right now that has beat Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs outside of Joe Burrow. Now, obviously, that holds some weight. But why does that Joe Burrow, mind you, that loss in the Super Bowl to Matt Stafford and the Rams, why does beating Patrick Mahomes in the AFC Championship hold more weight to a lot of people than Joe Burrow's injury history, which is starting to grow larger and larger by the year? The I'll just say it. I think that the Cincinnati Bengals have been proven these last few years to be a poorly run organization. Wait, are you talking about the same Cincinnati Bengals that went to the... Yes. Think about it like this. Since going to that Super Bowl, the Cincinnati Bengals have had contract issues with Jamar Chase, who reluctantly went back to practice a couple days ago. T. Higgins, who is essentially gone pretty much after this year. Joe Mixon's gone. Trey Hendrickson, Sam Hubbard. Look, I understand tradition, right? I understand the whole we don't pay people early. I understand that worked for a time. I understand that there was a time and period when it was uniformal, it was regular that you didn't pay players before their contract ended. That there was also a time when, as a player, you accepted whatever contract you had and you just rolled with it. You said, hey, this is the contract that I have. I have to play to the end of this. I shouldn't expect no more money. I shouldn't expect nothing because this is the contract that I have. I should just expect what's in this contract. And then once it's up, there was a time when that was acceptable. And while there are still fundamental principles to contracts that I think that you should, both the person signing the checks and the person that's receiving the checks, I think that there is fundamental principles that you should still go by when we talk about contracts. I also understand value. And that's where I think the Cincinnati Bengals ownership continues to miss the mark at. Yes, Jamar Chase has a contract. Yes, T. Higgins has a contract. But if their value to the team And their production shows that that contract does not mirror the value that they bring to the team and the production that they bring on a weekly basis. Why do you refuse to negotiate and pay them? So now you get to a point where your best player, your most important player at the skill position, i.e. Jamar Chase, is not happy with his contract, meaning you're probably not going to be the number one team that they're thinking about going back to during the negotiations because they remember this. Or your second option, and T. Higgins, he's gone, or you treat him like you drag that man through the mud so much. I'll be shocked if he comes back. Old practices work in old times. And on top of the whole contract negotiations and contract situations that they've struggled with, they've also struggled with securing and helping their best asset stay healthy, and that's Joe Burrow. They look at Joe Burrow the same way that the Buffalo Bills look at Josh Allen. The only difference is the Cincinnati Bengals have not helped Joe Burrow on the offensive line at all. This is probably the first year that they had Orlando Brown Jr., cool. Max Kepka, cool. Trent Brown, cool. This is the first or second year they've really invested in Joe Burrow in the offensive line. There's a lot of people that's picking the Cincinnati Bengals over someone like the Baltimore Ravens because of Joe Burrow, because of Jamar Chase, because of T. Higgins. I understand completely. But I'm respecting current more than history. And currently, there is a lot of noise surrounding this team that isn't necessarily good outside of Joe Burrow's back. But yeah, you had players to hold out. So how healthy are they going to be for the start of the season? And I'm looking at this team outside of a few names. This is a good team. But do I trust the Cincinnati Bengals to get the best out of their product? No. I think that they're going to be very good because it's hard. Hopefully, knock on wood, Joe Burrow stays healthy for the whole season and all their players stay healthy for the whole season. But trust and believe, if you don't have Joe Burrow, if you don't have Jamar Chase, if you don't have T. Higgins, if you don't have Trey Hendrickson, Sam Hubbard, you're done for. And current history has shown that they've had a tough time keeping their prized possession in Joe Burrow healthy. That's just what it is. I mean, he hurt himself in practice last year. I think that, to be honest with you, the only reason why I think that a lot of people choose or have the Cincinnati Bengals over the Baltimore Ravens is because of Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and T. Higgins. They also had Joe Mixon, Tyler Boyd, but they're gone. So, yeah. I don't see much of... I can see an avenue where they're incredibly good this year, and I can also see an avenue where they're not. So again, how do you obviously they're back with the team, but I don't know for how long, meaning after this year. How do you have two of your most important skill position players have contract issues and neither one of them are resolved? And the season starts on September 5th. Oh, and you see Justin Jefferson get paid. You see CeeDee Lamb get paid. What you think you about to have to pay Jamar Chase? Yet if you would not have waited. But hey, what do I know? Oh, man, you stayed to the end of the video. I appreciate you. If you like what you saw, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you'll never miss any content from your boy. You can also go back and watch past episodes, past clips, and don't forget that the Unpopular Podcast, new episodes drop every Wednesday and Saturday. Appreciate you.